Good morning, everyone. So, yesterday we have seen how to create. Yesterday we have seen how to create custom applications and custom object, right? We have created a custom application that is BSP Insurance B and B Insurance app. And inside this app, we have selected some standard objects like campaigns, leads, accounts, contacts, opportunities, cases, contracts, and reports and dashboard. Apart from that, we have created a custom object to store the policies information. Okay, so today I'm going to show you, I'll explain you what are the different things that we will do for each and every object. So first I'll go to this particular policies object. Okay. From the setup, you can click on edit object, or else the other way is from the setup, you can go to object manager and you can search for the policy. The shortcut is setup edit object will directly take you to that particular object. Okay. So coming to the policy, today we are going to discuss more on fields and relationships. Okay. So coming to the fields, in our previous classes itself, we learned fields is nothing but columns of the table. Okay. Different columns of the table. So whenever I create the object, okay, there is a policy number. This is the auto number field which I have selected at the time of creating the object. Okay. Apart from that, I can see three more fields also. That is created by, last modified by, and owner. Okay. And currency field you will be seeing if you enable the multi-currency, guys. For your organization, if multi-currency is enabled, then you will be seeing this currency field in each and every object that you are going to create in your org. If you don't enable the multi-currency, then you will not see this currency field, because if there is no point of multi-currency, there is no need of selection of the currency, right? That's the reason you will not see the currency field. But you always have, whenever you create the object, you always have created by and last modified by an owner. Okay. So these we call it as a audit fields, guys. So in the interviews, they'll ask you, can you tell me some fields that you will utilize for your audit purpose? So immediately we have to tell created by, last modified by. These are the basic audit fields. Why we call them as the audit fields is something like that. These are the things you can't edit it. Okay. For example, let me open up one of the sample account record. Okay, BNP IT services. This is the record which we created, right? So how can any person know who created this record and when this gets created? Okay, they will just go through this particular. We'll see this way so that we can. Okay. So if I see the created by, right, it shows about like who is the person who created this record, at what point of time it gets recorded. Okay. In the same way, last modified by one is the one who modified this record. Okay. At what point of time this record gets modified. So each and everything is going to track using these two fields, like at least who created and who modified. Okay. Something happened in my project, guys, that will help you if I explain it. So suddenly when we joined into our project, right, we were new for that project and we were freshers at that time. And one of our project mate, he did some change and he doesn't aware of that about these fields, audit fields. And he said, no, I mean, then anyway, experienced people, they always have the knowledge on these things, right? So they were asking, oh, did anybody modified the record? Okay. Then he said, no, I haven't modified any record. Okay. But again, they have asked, you can just tell the truth. Did you modify the record? Then he said, no, I haven't modified. Then they opened up and they shown it. It is showing your name. Okay. Then immediately he said, maybe some others might have used my credentials and they logged in and they did modifications. Because we have an option of login, right? Okay. Previously also we have seen as a system admin, I can log in as other user using login link. Even though I don't have the other user credentials, using login link, I can log in as other user, right? He was aware of that functionality and he was used. Actually, he did the change, but that was caused some issue. So he tried to escape and he started saying that maybe we have the login functionality of system admins, right? So maybe any other person logged in as the system administrator. So they might have changed it. I haven't done the change. Then immediately they started taking the audit trial. Okay. If you go to the setup and there is an option of audit trial, guys. This is not available for the developer edition, but it's something like that. It tracks up each and every, yeah, this is the one of the view setup audit trial, okay, which has each and everything that you did in this arc, guys. This particular user with this email, okay, created a custom tab, policies, created a custom object, policy, and he doesn't aware of this audit trial. Okay. So created custom app BNB and created a lightning page BNB insurance one. Okay. We created finance app, insurance app. Okay. So we have added something to utility bar, right? That is the one. And before that, I just changed the field level security of the case, right? So that is also got tracked. Okay. Then field level security of the milestone status icon. Like this, whatever I do, okay, each and everything gets tracked here. That is the use of audit trials. So you no need to do anything. We can just set up audit trial for the 6 months. So audit trial is available for 6 months, guys. But if you want more than that also, you can write a ticket to the Salesforce team. They will provide you the audit trial. So it is something like that. When you log in and when you do something, we have to accept honestly. There is no way that you can escape. You can't throw the ball on others. Even login as option also will get tracked. So and so person login as so and so and did this change. Okay, that will also get tracked always. That also I can show you. It's downloading, right? So if I open up, Control F. If you see it here, right? So this person logged out using log as access for the standard user one. Okay. So sometimes I use login link to login as the standard user, right? Even that is also gets tracked. So he got out completely. That was really a funny situation. He was actually a fresher. So he was scared because of the change which he did. Something was broken and he was scared and he started lying out. But Salesforce is really, 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 you can't escape if we do any wrong. That's fine. Mistakes can happen always. So, if any time, if you do something, whether it is that's okay, if you do it unknowingly, fine, you just accept it. Because each and every small action that you do in this arc, with time, it will get tracked, guys. That is nothing but the audit trail. Okay. Some interviews they'll ask, have you checked audit trail? Have you worked on audit trail? Then, yes, we to use the audit trails. Audit trail is the one which captures each and every action that is done by the logged in user. Okay, which captures if I change any profile permissions, or if I create any object, if I create any fields, if I change any if I create any page layouts, everything. If I create any record also. Okay. So everything which is going to be captured, I mean records anyway. It will show by record type, right? So everything, if we create any record types, business process, if we log in as any user and log out, everything is going to be captured as part of your audit trials. Okay. So that was the funny situation I would like to explain you. So maybe in future also, if you are in that same position, never escape. Salesforce is a very, very, very good tracking tool. So if anybody do something, it will caught you like anything. Instead of they check the audit trail and they make you caught, you can only accept saying that sorry, I wasn't by mistake, I have done that. Because everybody do the mistakes without unknowingly, right? So you can just accept it. Everybody will do the mistakes, but make sure that uh, before you are changing anything, make sure that you do it correctly. But if mistakes happen, just accept it and agree it. Those fields are nothing but the audit fields. You can't modify. So if you do the changes and there is no way that you can change that name by somebody else. There's no way. You cannot modify. It's everything is going to get tracked. Such kind of fields we call it as a audit fields. Okay. Created by, last modified by, are the owner. Like created by, last modified by, we call it as audit fields. And owner is just normal standard field, because whenever we are creating the record, automatically each record should be owned by some persons, right? Always the created person is the owner of that particular record. Or if you want to reassign to a certain people, you can reassign, but by default, whoever creates the record, they will be the owner of that record always. All these fields we call it as a standard fields, guys. Okay. Because these are the fields which came along with the object creation. We haven't created, right? Whenever we create the object, these came automatically. So these we call it as a standard fields. Apart from that, if we want any new fields, then we can create our custom fields. Okay. How can we create our custom fields? So we can click on new. Okay. Here it will ask it will ask you to select the data type. So the first thing that we need to learn today is what are the data types. Okay. So basically in your engineering, right, when you are learning C language or any Java, Python, okay, any of these languages, you will be having different data types, integers, strings, like so. This is not that much of confusing data types, guys. These data types are the self-explanation data types. By looking these names itself, you can easily understand. Okay. The field that you are going to create, what type of value which is going to store. Okay. Obviously, right? We are going to store some value under that column, under that field. So, what are the different types? What are the possible different data types? Okay. The first data type is the auto number. So we have used this previously when we were creating the policy object, right? Auto number is something like that. If you want to generate a random number automatically with certain format, then we will go with the auto number. So here the description itself is explaining about a system generated sequence number that uses to display format you decide, like you define. The number is automatically incremented for each record. That means whenever you create the record, it will get incremented. Okay. There is an important question here, guys. For example, I have created the auto number. Okay. Let me show you in with an example. Okay. Policies, we have the auto number, right? Let me create one record. Okay. Save. So one record created with the BBIP 001. Okay. Again, I'll go to the policies and click on new and clicking on save. Right now, I don't have any other fields, guys. That's the reason I'm creating. So policy number 002. Now I am going to delete this record. Okay. So 002 is getting deleted. Okay, if I go to the policies, was deleted. Okay, this is deleted. Now I'm going to add a new one. I can create the new one. See, the policy number is 003. This is your important question, interview question, guys. Okay, what will happen in case of auto number if I delete any of the existing record? Will it take that that already existing record auto number? For example, I have one record. Okay. I have created another record with the policy number 2. Okay. Then I deleted that record. If I try to create the new one, obviously I'm going to have two records, right? In that case, what would be the your auto number? It's the question. We have to tell them it's a 3. Auto numbers work something like that. Once the number is assigned to particular record, then even though you delete that record, that number will not get reassigned to another record. Okay. Always it will get increment. Okay. This is something you have to remember. Sometimes they'll ask you an interview question on this. How auto number increments happens in case if I delete any records in middle. Okay. Yeah, that is about auto number especially. Okay. So, and then formulas. Formulas are something like that. You are going to write some small formulas, guys, like Excel. We have the addition, subtraction, multiplication. Like that, Salesforce also has its own formulas. So that is something like that. You are not going to enter that particular field value. For example, we are entering column A, column B, and column C is the sum of A and B. Okay. So you are going to create field 1, that is column 1, and field 2, that is column 2. And column 3, you are going to make it as a formula field. Okay. It will just sum up field 1 and field 2 values. Such kind of things, we always use this formula fields. Okay. So we use left and right, guys, formula fields in our flows, validations. Basically, those are the two automations that we do as an admin. As an admin, your 60% of the work you are going to work on flows and validations. Okay. Whatever the things that we discussed is something like that. It's all basics, whatever we discussed till now. It's all to understand the Salesforce platform. But actual real time work that you are going to do is something which started from yesterday. Like they will ask you to create an app, to adjust the tabs, create the tabs, and they'll ask you to create the objects, and they'll ask you to create the fields. Okay, and give the profile permissions. Okay, and coming to the fields, formulas are the ones. These are the fields which calculate automatically depending on the other field values. Okay, and always formula fields are the read only one. You cannot change the value. Okay, that we will see it. And then roll up summary fields. I can see this is disabled. Okay. So roll up summary fields. If you see the description, a read only field, that means this is also read only field. That means this is also calculated automatically. And basically we use this to sum minimum or maximum value of a field in a related list of the records. Okay. Related list of the records. For example, if I open up accounts, okay, related list of the records, contacts right now 2, right? On the accounts detail page, here under the account name, if I would like to see how many number of contacts I have, I am going to use the roll up summary field. Okay. So it will just sum up the things, or else in case not only sum, we can get the minimum. In case of opportunities, let us assume some number of contacts. That will give you the total number of sum. Okay. Or else minimum or maximum. Accounts are also associated to opportunities, right? So in case right now I have only one opportunity. In case, let us assume 10 opportunities are there. Okay. So out of 10 opportunities, if I would like to, when I open up the account record, I would like to see minimum opportunity amount and maximum opportunity amount on the account. Okay. I'll use the roll up summary fields. Okay. That is, if you want to aggregate the information from your child related items into its parent. Account is the parent and all these objects are the child objects, right? In case of parent child, if you want to see the child records summation on the parent record, that is what they are telling here. A read-only field that displays either some minimum or maximum value of the field in the related list of the records, like count of all records, maximum of records, minimum of amount of records, like such kind of roll-up summary fields. But for this policy object, I don't see a roll-up summary field enabled here. Why? Because policy object is not parent object for any object, right? Policy object is not a parent for any of the child objects. Okay. Then immediately a question arises. How can we create that relationship? Parent-child relationship. So to create a parent-child relationship, we are going to use these three options. Okay. Lookup relationship, master detail relationship, and external lookup relationships. And there's no interview at all without asking questions on these four guys, these four data types. Roll up summary fields, lookup relationships, master detail relationship. I mean, this is optional. External lookup relationship, this we are going to use for the, I mean, when we connect two Salesforce arcs. So you can just simply say, I did not get a chance to work on connecting two Salesforce arcs. So this is the exceptional one. But if you don't know about these three things, roll up summary, lookup relationship, and master detail relationship, there is no interview, not even a single interview without this question. Okay. So first of all, roll up summary fields are something like that. We said like related objects. So I told you on the parent record, if you would like to see number of child records or maximum amount of the child record, minimum amount of the child record, if you would like to see that, we use the roll up summary fields. But how can we establish that parent and child relationship? Okay. To establish the parent-child relationship, we have two types of fields. So you can create a lookup and you can create a master detail. Okay. Create a lookup and master detail. So when we create the lookup relationship, then they'll ask you, what is the main difference between the, so lookup and master detail, guys. So basically, if you open up this account is the, now you can go to the account object. Okay, basically from the related list, what we were seeing contacts, right? So, and we were talking about the lookup relationships. Okay, so on the account object, they have the lookup relationship to user. Okay, so if I go to the contact object, okay, fields and relationships, the first itself, it's a lookup to an account object. That means account is the parent object and contact is the child object. So whenever you would like to create a relationship field, guys, always you will create your relationship field on your child object and you will select the parent object. Okay. For example, from the policy, okay, again, I would like to create a lookup relationship, okay, policy and account. Right now, account is not connected to my policy object. Now I want to establish a relationship between the account and policy. Like how when I open up the account record, how I am seeing the contacts, how I am seeing the opportunities. The same way, I would like to see all the policies which are associated to that particular account. Okay. If I would like to see like that, then I have to create first a relationship between those two objects, account and policy. So what are the options I have to create the relationships? I have two options. Either I can create lookup relationship or I can create master detail relationship. Okay. So then again a question, when to choose lookup relationship and when to choose master detail relationship? Okay. It's only one decision, guys. If I delete the account, if I would like to delete all my policies information also. If that is the scenario, I have to go with the master detail relationship. Okay? No. The other use cases, if I delete my account, then I don't want to delete my policies. Let it be. Okay? Then I'll use these policies to some other customers. It's something like that. See, policy is taken by the customer is different, and different types of policies is different, right? For example, if you take any of the LIC policies, there are so many types of policies, right? Jeevan Anand, Jeevan Vikas, uh, I don't know much, okay, but Jeevan Anand, Jeevan Vikas, money back policy, agriculture's policy, something like that. If we just check the LIC policies portal, we will be seeing a lot of policies, right? But those policies are also, whenever I create an account, I can make sure that from the account, the customer can see all these types of policies. Okay. But if I delete that customer record, I don't want to delete my types of policies. Okay, because those are not only related to this particular account, those are common to other accounts also, right? They can use the same policy type from other records also to verify what are the different types of policies. Such kind of scenario, I'll go with the lookup relationship. Even though the customer is deleted, I don't want to delete my types of policies information. Okay. In such case, I'll go with the lookup relationship. Okay. And another case, I'll go with the master detail relationship. So I am the account. I have the LIC account. As part of that, I have two policies. Those are my policies. Okay. It's something like that. My complete settlement is over. So I'm done with the LIC. Then what they are going to do is they are going to delete my record somehow. For example, let us assume I was so old and my policy was completed 10 years back itself. None of the system will maintain such kind of long back data, right? They will just use some backup storage, and they will delete the things from the Salesforce, right? They will just store into some of the legacy databases so that if any complaints came up, they'll just check that legacy database instead of real-time database here. Here they will just maintain 3 to 4 years of data so that basically, right, within 3 to 4 years, we'll get the queries and all. If my policy was matured 10 years back, again, why should I go and complain, or why should I go and check with LIC? That's kind of waste data, right? So still they'll not lose the data, guys. They'll just back up somewhere. Okay. Such cases, whenever they are it's really difficult to delete each and every record. When I delete the account, uh, first I should delete my policies first, then my account first. So instead of that, if you delete the account automatically, even though if you have 20 policies or 10 policies, all the policies should get deleted automatically along with your account deletion. Such kind of status, we will go with the master detail relationship. So in simple terminology, guys, to establish the parent-child relationships, we use two types of fields, lookup and master detail. The next question is when to go with lookup, when to go with master detail. Okay. Whenever a parent record gets deleted, if you want to delete child records also, we will go with the master detail relationship. No, even though my parent record gets deleted, I want to keep my child records. In future, I'll utilize these records for some other purpose. Then we will go with the lookup relationship. Okay. That is something they are going to explain it here, guys. Create a relationship that links the object to another object. So here we are linking a policy and account. Okay, the same way. The relationship field allows the user to click on lookup icon to select the value from pop-up list. It's something like that. If I click on lookup, okay, click on next. This is the way you are going to select your parent record. Okay. From the policy, I am connecting to the another object. So in my case, we thought we can use account, right? Clicking on next. I can give simply account. Okay. This is the child relationship name policies, which helps a lot when you are doing a development. Okay. With admin, that's fine. You no need to use these relationship names much, but make sure that uh, at the time of creating a field, you need to remember which is going to have a child relationship name. This name we will use for our queries. Whenever we are querying the database, we have to use this field. Okay, that we will see in our later classes, but just remember that there is a child relationship name which is present on the relationship fields. Okay. And click on next. Then it's as usual, it is asking for the profile permissions. Just give the permissions that which profile you want to give. I'm just giving it for the system administrator. So it's visible. And if you want to make it as this field as read only, okay, that means you just can't edit it. Okay. Then you have to check this read only one. Okay. Or else, if you don't want to make that as a read only, you can just uncheck this one. So I just checked. In my case, I don't want to make it read only. That's the reason I haven't checked this checkbox. And clicking on next. Okay. And as usual, when we create an object, or a default layout gets created, and it is asking, would you like to add this new field to your layout? Yes, you can add it. And clicking on next. Okay. So this is something like that. This is add custom related list. So this is something like that. Now we have the relationship between policy and account. So would you like to see this policies information from your account record? Okay. So yes. If you don't want to see the information, then you can just simply uncheck the checkboxes. But if you want to see the policies information, just check the checkbox and click on save. So now a field gets created and it is having underscore underscore C, guys, because this is the custom field which is created by us. So again, how to identify the standard fields and custom field? Any field which is ended with underscore underscore C is the custom field. That means field is created by a user. Okay, developer or user or an admin. Okay. Now my policies and accounts are related. How they are related? Using lookup relationship, they are related. Okay. So if I go to my account record now, like previously we were seeing contacts, opportunities, right? Okay. I have expected to see my policies also here, guys. Okay. I can see my policies. That's the thing. So how I am able to see these policies now? because I have created the relationship. So that is the use of relationships, guys. That is how you can establish relationship. Okay. So this is right now I have created the lookup relationship. Okay. And let me just create one policy. Okay. So I can see a policy is getting created. Okay. BBIP 004, which is created for BNB IT services. Okay. So if I go to the policies, I'll just go display all the records. Okay. Let me add. So this we call it as a list views, guys. From the tab, you will be able to seeing, right? We call that as the list views. Okay. These two are the recently added and all are the default list views that you will get for objects whenever you created. And if you want to create your own views, okay, then you can just click on new. Okay. And um, this I'll show you because for that I need to create few more fields. Like I need to create different types of policies. Then I can filter by that. But just now, for now, what I'm going to show is how to add more fields. We have created account field, right? If you would like to add account field to any of the existing list view, you can you can just click on this list view controls icon and then click on select fields to display. From here, it will just display the fields that are available and you can add created by and last modified by. Okay. And click on save. Okay. Which shows when it is created and who is last modified. Okay. We have three records under policies B and B IT services. Okay. Be careful, guys. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete B and B IT services. Okay. And you just observe what happens for these policies. Okay. So I'm going to open up accounts. Okay. I'm going to this BNB IT services. I'm deleting this. Are you sure you want to delete this account? Yes, delete it. Okay. Your attempt to delete BNB IT services could not be completed because it is associated with the following cases. Okay. And entitlements. This is something, guys. Okay. This is also one of your important question. Can I delete my account if I have any open cases? If you have any closed cases, yes, you can delete your account. But in case of any open cases, you can't delete your account. Okay. So what I can do right now is I can go to the cases. These are the 6 cases, right? So let me try to delete cases first. Yes, I want to delete this case. This is done. Then delete this case. Delete this case. Delete this case. It seems it has so many cases. Oh God. We created so many cases as part of this one. Let's select. So I just selected all and try to delete. There's no other option, guys. The easiest option I can do is hmm. So I'm opening up the developer console. Basically, this is the work shortcut that as an admin, if you want to delete cases, you have to delete one by one, guys. But developers will never delete like that. Developers will write a small query, select ID from case where ID equals to. So whatever the ID which I copied is the account ID. So this is the simple query which will get all the cases which are associated to that particular ID, and delete is the one which we use to delete the cases. So they'll just simply execute. It's done. Done. So now if you go to your account, just refresh it. You will not see any cases under this account, guys. Okay. So just refresh it. And this is the same account, right? Control F, Control B, GNWTT. Okay. I have expected that should delete the cases, but it didn't delete it. Select ID from K. Okay, okay. I understand the problem. Debug, open, execute, anonymous. It's not case ID, guys. Okay. It's account ID. Because this is the account ID. And case and account has the relationship. Case is the child object and account is the parent object. Okay. So click on execute. Okay. Now if I refresh to accounts, it deleted all the cases. So this type of queries we call it as a SOQL queries, guys. As an admin, you should have aware of that SOQL queries. That is plus point for the admins. It's not mandatory that you have to learn about that writing the queries, but I can teach you how to write the queries at the end of our sessions. That is additional add-on for you. If you know that queries, then you can easily, I mean, there are some things that will take time. For example, if I do this thing manually, then easily it will take 5 more minutes, right? Instead of that, you can do it quickly if you know the queries. Okay. So now I deleted all the cases. Let me go ahead and delete this account record now. It is associated with the entitlements. Okay. So let me delete the entitlement also. So right now I don't have any entitlement. So delete the case, sorry, account. So now my account is getting deleted. So now go to the policies and just observe what happened to these policy records. Because we have a relationship between the account and policies, and we have one policy which is under BNB account. So let's see what happened to that policy. Okay, this is under BNB IT services account, this policy. Let's see what will happen. I'm going to refresh this one. What happened? It just taken off that particular account association, guys. Okay. Apart from that, nothing else happened. Still, you are able to see the policy record is available. but it just taken off the respect to account field as blank. It just taken off the relationship field. Okay. Now what I'm trying to do is I am trying to make this relationship as the master detail relationship. Okay. I'll go to my policies object. Okay. I'll go to the fields and relationships. Whatever the, then again, it's an important interview question. Is it possible to convert a lookup to a master detail? Okay. Just follow this. It's possible. Yes, you can convert a lookup to master detail. So you can just go to this particular lookup field and click on edit. Okay. And change field type. Then you can select the master detail relationship. Click on next. Okay. And then click on save. You got an error, guys. Okay. Cannot create master detail relationship. Okay. You cannot create a new master detail relationship on an existing custom object if records already exist. Okay. Already our policies has the records. It has 3 records. Okay. Initially they said, I want a lookup relationship. So we created a lookup relationship. Initially, as part of the requirement, they said, I want a lookup relationship between the account and policies. So we created a lookup relationship. Then they realized, no, I don't want a lookup relationship right now because it's a waste of data. If I delete my account, my policies should get automatically deleted. So, can you just modify that as the master detail relationship? They'll not tell you master detail, guys. They'll just tell you the requirement saying that no, as soon as I delete the account, all my policies records also should get deleted. So I don't want to maintain that policies records information. If the account customer itself gets deleted, then why do you keep policies information of that particular customer? Okay. Then immediately we will strike up the option of master detail. But again, we cannot create the new field, right? Already we have lookup. They just want to modify the existing thing. So we are going to try to modify that into the master detail. But what it is saying is you cannot modify a lookup field into master detail if you have existing records. Then shall we go ahead and delete the data? We can't, right? Because this is customer's data. We can't delete the data. So let's review the error message one more time. Okay. You must first create a lookup relationship, populate the lookup field with data in all records, and then change the relationship to master detail. Okay. So already if you have the lookup relationship, like if you already have the, like if for example you already have information on the policies record. Okay. So the first thing that you need to turn is, this is the policies record. Okay. First thing is, the first question they will ask you, like, can I create a master detail relationship on the custom object if it has records? So the answer is no. You cannot create master detail relationship. Okay, the first thing is lookup relationship we were able to create, and you are clear on how lookup relationship works also, right? Now let me delete this one, lookup relationship field. So now I want to create a master detail relationship. So the first thing that I need to do is I am going to do the master detail relationship. I'm going to click on master detail and click on next. and select the account. Click on next. Okay. And click on next. So always master detail relationship is mandatory, guys. There's no way of making it as a read only. It's always visible. And click on next. And click on next. It's always should have available on page layouts. So you will not get an option to uncheck the checkbox. It's always present in the page layout because it's always mandatory. Click on save. See, this is the error again you came. So this is our first statement. You cannot create master detail relationship field on an existing object if your records already exist. So your policies has 3 records. Okay. If already there is a some data on your object, then you cannot create the master detail relationship. But still my requirement is they're asking me to create the master detail relationship. Then how can I achieve that? You must first create a lookup relationship, okay, and then populate the field, okay, populate the values. Then you can convert that to master detail. Very, very, very important, guys. Damn sure interview question. Okay. So let me do the same thing. So I try to create the master detail relationship directly whenever I have the records, but it is showing me saying that I cannot. Okay. Then it is suggesting me doing that. You create a lookup relationship first. So I am creating the lookup relationship. Okay. I'm selecting an account and next. It's the same steps, guys. So I'm just doing it fastly. Clicking on next, 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 clicking on save. So now my lookup relationship is ready. Okay. So if I refresh these policies, the first thing is I have created the lookup relationship. Then the second thing is I need to populate the values for this field for all my existing records. Okay. Let me just select some account, support account, support account, Farmers Group of Florida. Okay. And clicking on save. Okay. Now my policies has lookup relationship and all the values also gets populated for that particular field. Now I'll go to my policies object. Previously, without filling that field, I tried to convert, guys. That time also I got an error. Okay. So now what I did is I had filled those fields and then I'm trying to change it to master detail. So change the field tab to master detail. So clicking on the next and save. Okay. Now it's master detail relationship. Okay. Now what we try to do is we'll go to one of the account. For example, we'll go to support account. Okay. And we'll try to delete this support account. It has one entitlement. So let me delete this entitlement. Okay. That is deleted. Let me check any cases. It has 2 cases. Okay. This time instead of deleting, I'm going to close the case. Um, so close case functionality is not available in Lightning, guys. So I'm going to accounts, support account, going to cases, and let me go to my first case, unclosed case. Status closed. Region, I am just giving some random region. And I close this one. Again, I am going to an account. Okay. And I'm going to my cases. So close case, closed, installation, save. Okay. Switch back to Lightning Experience. So if I go to my accounts, if I go to the support account, now I don't have any open cases. Okay. So this time let me try to delete the account. Are you sure you want to delete this account? Yes. I want to delete this account. Okay. Your attempt to delete the support account could not be completed because it is associated with the following cases. That means whether your case is open or closed, you have to delete the cases. Okay. If you have any associated closed case also, this is not allowing us to delete the account. So let's delete this and let's delete this. Okay. And then let's delete the account. So now I have deleted the support account. Okay. Let's go ahead and see how policies is going to affect, because policies has master detail relationship with the accounts, right? So I'm going to see policies. I can see only one record, guys. Okay. I can't see any records which are associated to support account. That means as soon as you delete the account, automatically policies also gets deleted. That is master detail. Okay. In case of lookup relationship, it will just clear out that particular field. But in case of master detail, it will delete the complete record. That is the main difference. Okay. And the interview questions they'll ask you, is it possible to convert a master detail to lookup? Yes, that's possible directly. No precautions, nothing required. You can convert master details to lookup at any point of time. Okay. Then vice versa. Is it possible to create a lookup to master detail? Yes, that is also possible, but always the field values, like the values of that particular field should get populated on all the records. Then only you can convert a lookup to master detail. And the third interview question they'll ask you, I have a 10 records. I would like to create the master detail now. Okay. Is it possible? No. You cannot directly create the master detail relationship if the object has records. Then how can I achieve that thing? You have to create the lookup relationship first, then you can convert that to master detail. Okay. This is mainly important, guys. Okay, very important to understand the difference between the lookup and master detail, and how to convert a lookup to master detail to lookup. Okay. So I'm going to stop our class here. We'll continue the rest of the data types on Monday. Okay. Please go through this video one more time. And if you have any questions, I'll clarify your questions on Monday. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.